simply here to confirm the receipt of funds from service-wide goods and also to give a breakdown of how those funds were expended. Because these funds are not under the normal oversight function of your supervising committee. So that's why we are here. We have the accountant general here present who disbursed these funds. So first thing we do is confirm the figures. Sometimes we have discrepancies in what was sent and what was received, and then we just go through a checklist of what we have been asked to present. And if everything is to our satisfaction, we thank you for your time. We move on to the next agency. I'll start with a short introduction. In 2018, you received 300 million recurrent expenditure from the service-wide goods. And in 2020, again recurrent 1,162,464,200 naira. That's what you have.
What I have is 300 million and 1 billion and 50.
1 billion and 50?
Yes, 50 million. Yes.
Okay. Can you confirm that you received those two figures, or you received them?
And then in 2020, 1 billion and 50 million naira.
That's what is correct.
So that corroborates what you
Yes.
told. Okay. That's, can you take us through your submission? Give us about your submission. Just take us through, like I said, there's a checklist of items 1, 2, 3, 4. Under 4, we have up to 10. Evidence of request, that is the letter you sent requesting for these amounts, and then the confirmation of the amounts, banks where the funds were domiciled, and then of course details of the expenditure, the approval, the contracts, the names and address of contractors, and so on and so forth. So just take us through which page they are, you know, and then because that will make it faster instead of us finding our way through this document.
Okay, sir, for the 2018 payment that was made to us, it was for an international conference that we hosted. We co-hosted, actually, because there's a body, ID for Africa movement, which is a body that work with African government for identity purposes in Africa. So Nigeria hosted the 4th event in 2018, and we hosted after obtaining approval from the Mr. President in 2017. We were nominated normally a year before they hosted at the 3rd conference in Namibia. Nigeria was recommended to host, so we had to come back home to get approval from Mr. President. We got approval from the Mr. President, and the approval was communicated to us by the SGF that we were approved to host the event.
And all those are in the document, the approval?
Yeah, they should be.
And it added up. The only loopholes or the gaps are just the tax components for those
The payment?
yes, those vendors, those contractors. Probably have anything to show us that at least taxes were paid. Probably you have vouchers to show us that taxes were paid. You can approach the chairman.
The approval, if you are so sure you have them. What I can do is give you the benefit of doubt, discharge you, and then have you bring the copies to our secretariat so that they can just inform us, because we have very little time. We need to wrap up this exercise.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Okay, we have
Oh,
1
yeah,
billion.
the 1 billion.
That's together.
That money was released for enrollment. That's for private sector that were assisting us to do enrollment. This came about when during the JAM examination of that year, there were large crowds, and then our centers were not able to accommodate the numbers. Meanwhile, we have already gone through a process of shortlisting private sector firms to assist us with other government agencies that are into data capture. So that's under the digital economy, Nigerian digital economy ID4D program. But the program has not commenced. So we were directed to engage. We got an approval to utilize the shortlisted funds that we have already shortlisted for the ID4D program to carry out the enrollment. Well, how the program works is that NIMSI just we license them, we issue them with a license for a particular period. Within that period, we give them equipment specification and the kind of staff they should recruit, and then we train those staff. We set up their center, so there is no cost to NIMSI in procuring equipment and salaries of those. So it's we pay 350 naira per enrollment. So it is when you send a data and the database confirm to us that that data is a good data that has generated need, that at the end of the month, like I am the project manager, I receive statement from our database people for each of the company, the number of needs they have, the number of data they have sent, the good data that has been evaluated, and then the bad data. I have those figures. So we pay on the good data. So that was the first payment that was made, the 1.15 million. So that money went to the FEPs, and he pays net of tax, because the unit cost is 350 naira per NIN, but what they receive is actually 360 something naira. That's what they receive per NIN. And that it goes to all the FEPs that were eligible within that period. As I'm talking to you, we have a bill of over 6 billion outstanding. The whole of 2022, no single kobo has been released to us so far. So they have done the enrollment. We have a database that is approaching 100 million. But the effort of those people that they have recruited over 35,000 youth carrying out those services. We have not paid for the whole of 2022 till date.
Have you applied for it?
We have done so severally.
I remember this process because I tried to also participate because of the issues we were having.
Okay.
And I got a lot of issues with NIMSI then. I was offering it free of charge. I didn't even want to be paid 350 because we had ICT centers in every local government. Were equipped that were connected to the internet, and I approached to say, is there a way we could collaborate so that we can reduce the queues in the 1 or 2 centers we had? And I was given
the
requirements, and you had tied the requirement to certain vendors, and the prices they were giving were ridiculous.
No, sir, the requirement was not tied to. Okay, no, that means the equipment. The most expensive equipment is the fingerprint scanner.
Yeah.
We have gone faster. We have what is called the touchless device now, which is like a phone. It's the cheapest, and it has everything.
Then you had to buy a particular 10-finger scanner from a particular vendor at a ridiculous amount.
We have
when you search alternatives, they are 10% of the price.
Sir, we don't limit people to vendors. We just give out the specification anywhere you are buying.
I'm telling you, then I was tied to a particular vendor, and I was told that if I don't use that particular device, there was no way I could participate. And like I said, I was not interested. I was in your office more than 3 times. I went to see the DG. I know what I'm saying. And at the end of the day, we could know. You linked me with with a guy called Nasiru in Jigawa who was handling it. We were pushing it together, but somehow we couldn't get any headway. And I was even saying, if it was going to be too technical to get accredited to get the payment, these centers are there. They are manned by personnel. Let me offer it free so that we can just at least push as many people as we can. I don't even want the 350 naira. But then, of course, I think there were some loopholes that were inherent. I had to now fulfill those requirements to ensure that I had to register a company. At the end of the day, I gave up.
Well,
So it's good that you now have, reduced it to a point where, you can buy relatively cheap, apparatus that you can
So
use for the capture.
even the fixed system, there are mobile systems that are cheaper because we know the Windows, the fixed.
Yes, I know an NGO that essentially got Hade Mafita, they got the mobile system. That's one organization.
Yes.
I have set up 10 ICT centers connected in 10 different locations within the local government. They are still running as it is.
So
and all I said was that give me an opportunity so that those centers could also enroll people. And then we reduce the people from 8 local government trooping to Hadejia and Amafita and in the Emirate capital to do that. Because some people couldn't afford to pay the transport to go to Hadejia and do it. But they had centers that were functional, connected, via satellite, and all we needed was your go-ahead so that you could do it. But somehow there were technical issues.
No problem, sir. Well, unfortunately, I never got to hear this. And what I will do is I will speak to the state coordinator.
Okay.
He will visit the centers.
I'll appreciate it. In fact, now, this was in 2020. These were temporary, because they were all rented ICT centers. I now have like 6 permanent ICT centers.
Okay, sir.
Purposely built to serve the community with everything that you require.
No problem, sir, because they can even co-locate with the state office.
That would be
The state office can
fantastic because
monitor their activities and guide them. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you very much, sir.
Distinguished Chairman, sir.
Yeah.
These are the letters.
Release of 1,050 million naira.
Yeah.
Was made in September 2020.
Yes.
You look at the AI.
Yes.
But the disbursement started in June. There seems to be that wide gap. Why is there a delay for 9 solid months before the disbursement started?
I guess maybe that's because it's continuous now. They are paying us, they confirm the number of registered users. I think invoices sent by your partners. So I think that's probably why.
So payment is made after confirmation.
After confirmation, yes.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Because we generate statements and send to them. They look at them. If they have issues or they dispute what we send to them, they come back to us. We have a committee that goes through to address that issue before it is cleared and before he pays. Yeah. Like these ones, we have done all. We have the 2020, the 2022 to date. We have done all those resolutions. It's the payment we are making, waiting for.
Thank you.